Good evening, everyone. It is indeed my privilege and honor that the editors at the Lawrence House Literary Blog Uproar event, being hosted today, January the 2nd, considered my writing worthy enough to be selected. What encouraged me to write this poem exactly? For starters, I must divulge where my personal poetry composition submission is concerned, I have not reinvented the wheel. Most of my work is based on electronic research, references of which I have attempted to maintain. I happened to read the poem If I Must Die by Refaat Alareer, who was a professor of world literature and creative writing at the Islamic University of Gaza. Mr. Alareer was killed by an IDF airstrike on December the 6th, 2023, along with his brother, nephew, his sister, and three of her children. Mr. Alareer writes, If I must die, if I must die, you must live to tell my story. In the last 2 years, since October the 7th, 2023, a staggering 64,000 children have reportedly been killed or maimed across the Gaza Strip, including at least 1,000 babies. We don't know how many more have died due to preventable illnesses or are buried under the rubble. For what fault of theirs were innocent children who would shape the future of Gaza slaughtered? Possibly because the more this generation of society is exterminated, an entire nation is rendered maimed. Since the Hamas attack on southern Israel on October the 7th, 2023, and the subsequent invasion, more than 60,000 Palestinians have been killed. This includes at least 253 journalists and media workers, a mortality rate of over 10%, dramatically higher than any other occupational group. Reason is simple: silence individuals who dare cover, report, and speak the truth. Massacre and Silencing of Innocence and Truth is the name of my poetry composition. Since October 7th, 2023, consequential to Israeli attacks, 16,800 children have been killed mercilessly. Palestinian officials claim one Palestinian child is killed every 30 minutes brutally. According to the United Nations, the Gaza Strip is a graveyard of children. The traumatic effects of the war have left indelible wounds on their psyche within. 5-year-old Hind Rajab and her family were murdered in cold blood on 29th January 2024. As shown in the documentary Ma Kafiya Atham, Tip of the Iceberg. She would have certainly hummed this song, Old Black Joe, for friends who departed before her. During this ruthless, barbarous, callous, interminable war, of which there is constant upsurge. This beautiful girl child survived the initial attack by Israeli Defense Forces as she lay trapped in the wreckage, surrounded by the dead bodies of family members. When she cried for help, a live call to emergency services placed was captured and broadcast worldwide promptly. Israel's systematic and indiscriminate targeting of innocent children, especially her, reverberated globally. Hamilton Hall at Columbia University was renamed Hinds Hall in her honor. The American rapper Macklemore could not have sung it better. Ben Haggerty's lyrics are critical of United States of America's apartheid. All of the song's proceeds were donated to UNRWA. Once released on streaming services, Macklemore did decide. The exalted Hind Rajab Foundation works tirelessly for justice. Established by Dayab Abu Jahja and Karim Hassoun, Lebanese Belgian activists. It was founded in Belgium in September 2024 to take legal action against persons committing atrocities, including perpetrators, accomplices, and inciters of violence against Palestinians. The Al Madoun children, Sivar, Umar, and Ali, were killed an hour before the first ceasefire. Sivar loved basketball. Umar was a soccer fanatic, while Ali was a family troublemaker. All three were mercilessly killed in Beit Lahia, northern Gaza. Their parents, Majid, 41, and Safa, 38, were also killed in the indiscriminate Israeli slaughter. Dr. Ala al-Najjar's husband, Dr. Hamdi al-Najjar, and their 9 children were killed by the IDF in southern Gaza's Khan Yunus on 23 May 2025. The 9 children, Yahya, Rakan, Raslan, Gibran, Eve, Rival, Seydan, Luqman, and Sidra, were aged between just a few months old and 12. Allah and her 11-year-old son Adam al-Najjar were evacuated to Milan, Italy, for treatment of his injuries and was the only child who survived. The British surgeon treating Adam disclosed his left arm was just about hanging off. He was covered in fragment injuries, and he had several substantial lacerations on arriving at the hospital. 253 journalists and media workers have been killed in Gaza, Yemen, Lebanon, and Iran until October 8, 2025. Some claim Israeli journalists are included in the above statistic. Only Almighty knows. The Committee to Protect Journalists commenced gathering data from 1992 and deduced vast majority were Palestinian journalists who had lost their lives. 5 Palestinian journalists, Hussam al-Masri, Maryam Abu Dagga, Muhammad Salama, Ahmad Abu Aziz, and Muaz Abu Taha were killed at Nasser Hospital as the list continues to grow. 23-year-old Saleh al-Jafarawi was killed during clashes in Gaza City. His doomsday was October 12, 2025, covering clashes in Al-Sabra neighborhood. What a pity. As President Trump co-hosted with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi a summit of 20 world leaders in Sharm el-Sheikh resort. What irony. Mr. Trump first visited Israel to speak at the Knesset and met families of hostages. The summit, President Sisi claimed, was meant to end the war in the Gaza Strip and achieve peace, stability, and security in the Middle East after such devastating carnage. Egypt's Red City resort town of Sharm el-Sheikh had neither Israeli nor Hamas representatives. On August 25, 2025, photojournalist Maryam Abu Dagga of Independent Arabia and Associated Press was targeted. at Al Nasser Hospital, southern Gaza, where she was rushing to check on a colleague. During the 2018 Great March of Return in Gaza, she filmed the death of a protester. When 220 people were killed, 9,200 wounded, and she later discovered the protester was her brother. On August 10th, 2025, four Al Jazeera journalists were killed in an Israeli strike in Gaza City. One of them, 28-year-old correspondent Anas Al Sharif, was known for reporting on the war since its outset prominently. The other three Al Jazeera journalists killed were correspondent Muhammad Qiqeh, cameraman Ibrahim Zahir, and crew driver and cameraman Muhammad Nufal, Al Jazeera said. Although Israel produced little evidence to support it, they claim Sharif was the head of a Hamas terrorist cell. I really appreciate your time and attention and wish you all a very happy new year. Take good care. Thanks.